welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a collar stand, and then I'll go ahead to show you how to make a collar stand and a collar as one piece. First off, you are going to be needing your pattern paper. I'm going to be cutting on fold for my based on your neck circumference. I'll be working with a circumference of 18 inches, so my pattern paper is about 10 inches on fold. Next off, I went ahead to create a horizontal line. This is based on the neck width you are going to be working with, your collar stand width rather. For me, I'm going to be working with 1.5 inches, and so I went ahead to indicate this collar stand width all across my pattern paper. After doing that, I went ahead to connect it, creating a horizontal line. Now I'm working with neck circumference 8 inches, so I'm going to be dividing 8 inches by 18 inches rather by 2. That is going to give me 9. So I'm going to be marking 9 inches on my horizontal lines. For the upper part and the lower part, I'll be marking 9 inches. So that means that's my neck circumference divided by 2. So after doing that, I'm going to be creating a rectangle after joining the two lines together. So now I'm going to be finding the midpoint of this rectangle. And for this particular one, that is 9 inches divided by 2. And I'm going to be having 4.5 inches as my midpoint. So I'm going to be indicating that point on my pattern paper for the upper and the lower line. After doing that, on the end of the rectangle, I'm going to be going up by 0.5 inches to create a slant line to the point of, to the midpoint rather. So now this is because our collar is not straight. So I'm going to be balancing that 1 inch again up so that I'm going to be creating another slant line on the upper part from the midpoint in order to make the line parallel to the lower part. Now the reason why we are doing this is because the neck is not straight, okay? And now I'm going to be checking my measurement to ensure I have that 9 inches on the upper line. At that point where I have my 9 inches complete, I'm going to be connecting that point to the lower line to make it complete. So I'm closing up the line as you can see. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be going in on the upper line by ½ inch, and I'm just going to be creating a curve. This is just the normal collar stand curve we see on our collars, okay, on our collar stand. Now after doing this is just it basically. I'm just going to go ahead to add 0.5 inches all around this collar stand. Now this is going to be for my sewing allowance. Remember, we're going to be joining this particular collar stand to a shirt or to an outfit, so you need your sewing allowance. So I just went ahead to mark 0.5 inches all around this particular pattern, and after doing that, I'm just going to go ahead to connect it together, and of course I'm going to be cutting this out to show you what it's going to be looking like at the end of it all. Now the reason why our collar is kind of slants at the outer region, because that's the center back that is on fold. So the reason why our collar is slant at the outer region is because of the shape of our neck. We all know that our neck is in form of a circle, like a circumference. So definitely you cannot have a straight collar in form of a rectangle over your neck. It's not going to come out nice, and it's not going to be stable on your neck. So fam, this is what it looked like. So I just went ahead to highlight with a red marker for my seam allowance, my sewing allowance rather. So after doing that, I'm just going to go ahead to cut and to show you what it's going to be looking like after opening it up. So I have to cut this on fold. If you are cutting yours, you don't necessarily have to cut on fold. I just had to cut on fold for tutorial purpose and for you to see what it looks like finally. Okay fam, you can see how this color is looking like, and I'm just going to go ahead to fold in the sewing allowance I added. So this is what I like to do. I like to fold in the sewing allowance even with my iron before fixing the collar. It's just to make the work easy for me. So if you're like me and you love to do things with ease when it comes to fashion designing, try to ensure that you iron in the seam of your collar stand. It's going to make your work very easy when it comes to fixing your collar stand onto your shirt. I hope you get that. So this is just me. I'm going ahead to fold, and after I fold my seam allowance in, of course, I'm going to be getting my collar stand width of 1.5 inches that I originally fixed. So this is what it's going to be looking like. So I'm going to be folding the excess at the edge too, the 0 0.5. I'm going to be folding that in, and yes, at the end of it all, fam, this is what it's going to be looking like. So this is just how to draft a collar stand, and I've used this method severally, and I tell you, it does not fail me. So I hope you are going to practice this, and I can't wait to see what you think about this method. Okay fam, so that's just it about how to draft a collar stand. Next up, we're going to be talking of how to draft a collar stand and a collar as one piece. So of course, the same method, I'm going to be needing my pattern paper based on my neck circumference divided by 2. Okay, so I'm working with a neck circumference of 18 inches still. So I'm going to be creating a horizontal line, okay, just like I did when I was creating a collar stand. But for this particular collar stand, I'm going to be making use of 1 inch as opposed to 1.5 inches I used in the first pattern I drafted in this video. So the first thing we're going to do when creating your collar and collar stand as one piece is to create your collar stand first, draft your collar stand pattern first. So basically what I'm doing here is just to repeat everything I did in the first video where I was creating the collar stand. So here my neck circumference is 18 divided by 2, that's 9 inches. So I created the rectangle as usual, and from there I'm going to be finding the midpoint of this rectangle, and for me the midpoint is 4.5 inches. So I'm going to be indicating these 2 points on the upper and on the lower side of the lines. So I went up by 0 0.5 inches and I added 0 0.5 inches on the line, okay, just to connect it as a slant line to the midpoint of the collar stand. So now we've just successfully created our collar stand on this pattern. So I'm going to go there to check my measurement. This part is really important, fam. Always check if your neck circumference measurement is accurate before joining that line. So after doing this now, I'm going to be creating the collar stand curve by going in by 0 0.5 inch on the upper part and the lower part of the collar. So now we're drafting the collar itself, and I'm going to be making use of width 2 inches. I'm going to be making use of a width of 2 inches. So now for this particular collar, you are going to be going in on the collar stand by 1 inch. Okay, so instead of using 8 inches, 9 inches rather, I'm going to be making use of 8 inches for the collar stand to create like a rectangle too for the collar stand. Now your collar stand is totally dependent on you. When I mean totally dependent, I mean you can do any shape you like when it comes to your collar stand. Okay, so now I'm just going to be making a slight curve. I don't want a straight collar, so I'm making a slight curve for this particular video. The next thing I'm going to do is at the end of that 8 inches line, okay, 8 inches line, I'm going to be drawing a straight line to connect this directly to the collar stand upper line. So on the upper part, I'm almost done, but not yet. I have my collar itself. So now the next thing I'm going to do is I want to create a slant for my collar. So I'll be going in on that line by 0 0.5 inch. Then I'm going to be creating a slant for my collar itself to give me that shape of the collar I want. So and this is just it, fam. You have your collar and your collar stand as one piece. So you can decide to create a straight collar if you want, but for me, I prefer this curve. So now next off you are going to be doing, all you need to do next after this is just to add your seam allowance of 0 0.5 all around this one piece collar. Please ensure you add your sewing allowance. It is very, very, very important. So if you've actually watched this video up to this point and you are gaining value, do well to subscribe to this channel. If you are not subscribed, don't forget to share our videos, don't forget to like and drop a comment. It keeps me going rather, and it encourages me to do more. Okay, so just go ahead, and I'm just making use of um, a red marker to indicate my sewing allowance, ensuring I'm following the curves, the slants, and the parallel lines. This is very important. And that was it, fam. This is just how I draft my one color piece, and for me it just saved me a whole lot of stress at times, especially when I'm rushing based on client choice though. So I just draft this and it's easy to fix. All I need to do is to notch this at the midpoint, then fix it onto my shirt. So my previous videos I showed you how to fix a collar when I was making that shirt, so you can always check to see how to fix a collar from that video. I'll be dropping the link in this particular video. And from after opening it, this is what it's going to look like. Now because of the cover I made, the upper part was looking a little bit funny, so all I need to do was just to trim it down a bit, and yeah, we are good to go. So this is what it's going to look like. We are going to be cutting two pieces for this particular collar, for this particular one piece collar. So you'll be cutting two pieces, and you're going to be joining it at the top for your two piece so that you can fix it on your outfit. So that's it, fam. What do you think of this video? Do well to let me know in the comment section. Thank you, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.